In a quiet forest, where sunlight dappled the earth like a gentle blessing, lived a calm monk. His home was a small stone cave, a sanctuary far from the noise and conflict of the world. He spent his days in silent meditation, and his presence alone was a source of peace. People from all over would travel just to sit with him, seeking his silent wisdom. His voice, when he spoke, was always soft, his words kind, and his spirit tranquil. One evening, as the monk sat in deep meditation, a shadow burst into his cave. A thief, desperate and panting, stumbled inside. His clothes were torn, and his hands clutched a bag of stolen gold. Outside, the sounds of searching soldiers echoed through the trees, their shouts cutting through the forest's calm. The thief, seeing the monk, let out a harsh, mocking laugh. "Old man, aren't you afraid of me? I've robbed many, and no god has ever stopped me." But the monk didn't even flinch. He slowly opened his eyes, his gaze meeting the thief's with a surprising warmth and kindness. He simply said, "You look tired. Please, drink some water." The thief was stunned into silence. He had never been shown kindness, especially not from someone he could so easily overpower. He took the offered water and drank, a strange and unfamiliar feeling stirring in his heart. But he quickly pushed it away, walking out of the cave with another forced laugh, trying to drown the unsettling peace he had just felt. Years passed. The monk grew older, but his serene way of life remained unchanged. One scorching afternoon, while he was traveling through a vast, unforgiving desert, he noticed a figure collapsed on the sand. The man's breaths were shallow, his body trembling from the extreme heat and exhaustion. As the monk drew closer, he recognized the face. It was the thief from all those years ago. The thief looked up, his eyes wide with fear and recognition. "Master," he whispered, his voice cracking, "do you remember me? I was the one who mocked you in your cave." The monk gently shook his head, not in denial, but with a deep, overflowing compassion. He sat down beside the dying man, his presence a silent comfort in the blistering heat. Suddenly the thief broke down, tears streaming from his eyes. "I stole gold," he confessed, "but in doing so, I lost my peace. I made so many others suffer, and now my own heart suffers every single moment. I chased wealth, and now I can't even take a breath without feeling this terrible pain. Tell me, Master, will I go to hell?" The monk looked at him, his eyes filled with profound kindness, and said, "Heaven and hell are both waiting for you on your very next breath. It is you who will decide which one you enter." The thief stared at him, utterly confused. The monk continued softly, "If your last breath is filled with anger, guilt, and fear, then you will carry your hell with you into the next life. But if you can breathe your last with a heart full of peace, forgiveness, and sincere repentance, then heaven will open its doors for you." The thief closed his eyes, fresh tears tracing paths down his sunburned cheeks. With the last ounce of strength he possessed, he whispered, "Forgive me." A tiny, peaceful smile graced his lips, the first genuine smile he had worn in years. And with that, he breathed his final breath. In that moment, the harsh desert wind seemed to soften, becoming a gentle breeze that seemed to honor the passing of his soul. The monk placed his hands together and offered a quiet prayer over him. Later, when villagers found the body, the monk shared the man's story. Moved by his final act of repentance, they wrapped the thief's body carefully and respectfully, giving him a burial with dignity. Those who heard the story whispered among themselves, "He died like a saint," the monk explained. "No sin is so great that it cannot be washed away by true regret. Even the most troubled heart can shine again when it seeks to be free of its burdens. Karma never forgets. It may move slowly, but it always finds its way back. Our daily actions are what create our heaven or our hell, not in some distant afterlife, but right here, in every single moment of our lives." He added, "If we choose to live with kindness, honesty, and love, we are already living in heaven. But if we choose to live with greed, anger, and lies, we build our own hell around us, brick by brick. So, before your last breath arrives, make peace with yourself. Fill your heart with goodness. Because heaven is not a place you go to. It's a state you create inside of you. If this story touched your heart, please share it with someone who might need to hear a message of hope. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that can change your perspective on life. Thanks for watching.